check in with Peter Appel, who joins as co-founder of Just Baseball Media. Give Peter a follow on X at PeterAppel23. We've been trying to have Peter on the show the entire postseason. It feels like he's a busy man, been watching all these games, but excited we get him on for the World Series. And Peter, tonight we got Game 3. Dodgers, Blue Jays, total is 8. Dodgers minus 200 favorite at home. Anything you like in tonight's game? It could be a side, a total, or a player prop that you like.
Absolutely. I really like the over, and I bet it yesterday at 8 minus 110. And when you tell me there's potential for a battle of the bullpens, I'm going to look towards runs. We saw it most notably in Game 1, and we didn't see it in Game 2 because Yoshinobu Yamamoto twirled an unbelievable gem, going 9 innings, his second consecutive complete game. But in this matchup, I see a guy in Max Scherzer. And on our show yesterday, we did a Game 3 preview show on the Just Baseball show. We had Paul Hembakidis from ESPN, and he brought a couple of really cool nuggets. Did you know that in World Series history, pitchers 40 years or older, their ERA in the World Series is 5.91? Gutsy performance for Max Scherzer against Seattle, but he did walk 4. At the end of the day, I think the Dodgers will be able to get 3 runs against him and whoever John Schneider chooses as a piggyback. And then we have a Blue Jays bullpen who the Dodgers have put up at least 2 runs in both games so far at home. I have reason to believe they can do it again. So I project 5 runs for LA. But on the Blue Jays side, I think they'll have success against Tyler Glasnow. In Glasnow's first 2 starts, afternoon games at Dodger Stadium. What does that mean? Shadows. They helped him a lot. Just ask Milwaukee. Before the shadows came in, he gave up 3 hits and 1 earned run in the first 2 innings. And I know it well because I bet Tyler Glasnow under 3.5 hits allowed at plus 130 because I knew those shadows would be in effect. And they were 4 straight innings of no-hit ball. After that, honestly, one of the coolest cashes of the season. I'm not going to lie to you. I have lost other bets, but that was awesome. You won't have the shadows in this one. And the Blue Jays are the number 1 offense in baseball this season against pitchers who have at least 7 feet of extension. Most notably, Logan Gilbert. They did pretty damn good against him in both starts. And then you have Tyler Glasnow. Springer and Vladdy are a combined 12 for 30. It's a 400 batting average against him. And I just don't have a lot of trust in the Dodgers bullpen, especially considering Alex Vesia is out for this game and likely out for the World Series dealing with a family matter. It's just terrible, and it further thins this Dodgers bullpen. So my projected score is 5-4 Dodgers. Get me over 8.
I love it. Peter, I was talking about this earlier in the show, and you do like the Dodgers tonight, and you like the over in the game. But do you think there's a good chance that a lot of the scores that we see in this series are correlated with the team that wins, right? If you like the Blue Jays, maybe the over is the play. If you like the Dodgers, the under is the play. Just because it feels like if the Dodgers starters can go deep in games, they're probably going to win. And if the Blue Jays can knock out those Dodgers starters like we saw with Snell in Game 1, advantage Toronto. Do you feel that way? Like, do you think that maybe not every game is going to go that way, but you could see some correlation between those two things?
So I think that's rational based on what has happened so far. But the thing is, in betting, anything could happen at any given time. So I try to approach game on a game-by-game basis, go through the matchups, and make my pick there. So the Dodgers, I think, win, and the over hits today, right? So just because it's happened so far in the series, I have a hard time buying into the notion just because it has happened doesn't mean it will continue to happen. Like, us as gamblers know that. We often can find value on the other side because of that notion. I totally understand where you're coming from because, again, that's exactly how it's gone throughout the World Series. And we have no real reason to believe it'll go the other way. I just can't buy into that. You know, PJ, we're gamblers. Like, we can't buy into that.
100%. Peter, just following you throughout the MLB postseason, I know you have invested into the Dodgers. You got a couple units on them to win the World Series. I bought in after the Game 1 loss. They got them at about minus 116, and now they're back up to minus 220. I'm curious if they do win tonight, if the Blue Jays do win, and they go back to that pick'em kind of price in the World Series, would you start to get nervous about the Dodgers, like through the first 2 games, depending on what you see tonight? Do you think there's something that will sway your opinion, or do you still feel good about your position on the Dodgers up to this point?
Well, funny enough, I actually picked this as one of the losses for the Dodgers when we did our preview because I do think they match up pretty well against Tyler Glasnow. If you tell me the Dodgers bullpen is going to be covering 4 of the innings, I think the Blue Jays are going to score. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Blue Jays win this game. The thing is, I think they're definitely going to win tomorrow with Shohei Ohtani on the mound. I mean, we've seen what he looks like when he's pitching and hitting. And then in game 5, you have a rematch of Blake Snell at Dodger Stadium. So even if the Blue Jays win tonight, I have no problem going back to the Dodgers because I think game 4 and game 5 work more in favor. That's why I'm showing a little bit of value on the Blue Jays on the ML tonight, even with Max Scherzer on the mound, because I think their offense is going to show up. And we've also seen kind of a roller coaster with the Blue Jays, right? A bad game is followed by an offensive surge, and then that's normally followed by either an offensive surge or a complete blank. It's not really in the middle. But again, every game should be treated differently. So what I will say, even if the Blue Jays win tonight, I still like the Dodgers to win the World Series.
Fair enough. Peter, really some quick thoughts on the NFL from you. Monday Night Football tonight, Chiefs and Commanders. We got KC as an 11-point favorite. I'm curious, did you have anything in this game? Were you waiting for maybe a certain number? Any props that you like? Any thoughts on KC and Washington tonight?
I got to be completely honest with you. I kind of hate this game. I don't. It's hard to know what Marcus Mariota is going to do against this Chiefs defense, with no Jaden Daniels, but he does have a couple of his weapons back. The one prop I was looking at, because my model is in line with the spread, I make it about -11, and I'm also in line with the total. So I'd be forcing anything if I bet on the spread or the total. One thing my model does like, but it's like before, and it hasn't really done me all that well, is Kareem Hunt to score a touchdown. When the Chiefs get in the red zone, and most notably within the 10, they tend to give it to Kareem Hunt more often than not instead of Isaiah Pacheco. I know fantasy owners know that well, as Pacheco doesn't get those carries, but they've also been switching it. One game they'll go with Hunt, one game they'll go with Pacheco. It seems like Andy Reid is kind of on a feel basis, so my model continues to like Kareem Hunt to score a touchdown, and he did have 2 in one game, but it's liked it pretty much every week, and he only has 3 so far. But still, at a plus 350 price, which you could find on BetMGM, I do think that should be a little bit lower, even knowing that the usage in the red zone is kind of up in the air. I think the Chiefs are really going to dominate this game, and taking Chiefs touchdowns and knowing that it's normally a 50-50 flip who's going to get it, Pacheco or Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt's value on his touchdown line is much better. So I do like Kareem Hunt to score at plus 350.
Makes a lot of sense. Great stuff as always. Peter Appel, give him a follow on X at PeterAppel23, co-founder for Just Baseball Media. Peter, know you're a busy guy in October, man. Appreciate you making some time. Enjoy Game 3 tonight.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, PJ.